wanted to tie this in because we were talking about white peopling essentially.
Say it again.
We were talking about white peopling. This nigga
The
find this
white
shit.
people.
But first of all, I want to say this. R.I.P. Hank Aaron,
Yeah.
Henry.
And all white people are not bad. So
They needed to hear that. From
I
you.
just had to put that out there.
They were longing.
So
to
some
hear
white
you tell them
person
they
want
were
to slide
good.
in my DM like, I hate what y'all be talking about. Like, bro, I like.
They did. Huh? Somebody slid and did.
I mean, yes and no, but you know what I'm saying.
I feel that.
All right, I don't care about that.
But yeah, it's just like you just got to put that out there.
R.I.P. Hank, man. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Hank, Henry Aaron, Mr. Aaron. It was funny, man. I was watching
You don't want me to talk about this shit.
a lot of the coverage of him passing. And it was crazy because from all the different news channels and all those different things, I kept sitting there looking at it and thinking like, man, the media is really bad at this, right? And the reason I say that is because they kept referring to Hank Aaron as like the pervasive phrase across media outlets was a man of dignity, right? A man of dignity. And that's just strange to me. I'm like, well, how do we know he had so much dignity? Like, the answer is obvious, right? Because he had to do all this shit despite fighting the blatant racism all along the way, essentially, right? It's like we focus on the dignity of Hank Aaron. So, it's funny because we do that with him, but so often, these media outlets offer so little empathy to people in that same era, like athletes and from prominent figures like that were broken by that racism.
Oh, I thought you was going somewhere else with this.
It's like the ones that couldn't address the overt racism in that level tone, unthreatening tone, the ones that chose to scream back, the ones that chose to fight back, right? At best, they always cover those types of people as complex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm saying is that it's not so much that Hank Aaron displayed so much incredible dignity, which he did, and had so much dignity, is that America had none. And I think that needs to be the pervasive message when it really comes to viewing some of our prominent figures. Instead of chastising people for how they treated Hank, it's like they must deify him in a way that it's honestly unfair for anybody to have to be. Focusing on his dignity is just to avoid the accountability for all the people that made his dignity admirable.
Right, I was about to say, they don't want to talk about, how racist the white people were back then.
Right.
Exactly.
Especially after what happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I thought you were gonna bring it a different way, so I'm just keeping it to myself because that was beautiful what you just brought up. So I'm not gonna be ignorant.
Okay. Thank you, Courtney. I am so glad
No,
you
I'm not
thought
gonna be
about
ignorant.
something before you spoke.
I'm not gonna be
much.
ignorant but it go ahead before I actually spit it out.
Yeah, you need to do this shit much more.
I mean, but
Lord. Go ahead. Yeah, man, look, man, it's clearly weighing on you heavily.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead. I'm
But that's kind of weighed on me when I looked at that because you bring it to all these different prominent figures, and it's just like, damn, like that's how we gonna look at that, just to avoid all the other shit, and that's gonna continue to be pervasive.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to say nothing stupid. It's not really stupid, but it's.
I think you
it
should say
makes
what you have to
sense.
say. I think
No.
you say what you have to say.
No,
We're all looking
because
at
everybody
you.
gonna be looking like No, go ahead.
Nigga, you should just say
A
it.
lot, bro.
Yeah,
I know I'm a lot.
go ahead, man.
But
Fuck it, I'm gonna
these
say it
white-
anyway.
No, fuck you. These white
Damn, I
I
folks.
was about to say.
These white folks just, they just want to appear nice and good and all that shit, and they want to appear to be just clean and all that shit. They ain't trying to, especially after the January 6th. They're not trying to look like just terrible terrorist, racist ass white people
Right,
at all.
right.
And-
Thugs.
Yeah, but it's a lot of white people in Atlanta that loved Hank. They love all the black little baseball players.
Of course, because we bring something different to the sport.
The thing about Hank, even with that though, Hank is much more of a Milwaukee Brave than he is an Atlanta Brave. Much more of a Milwaukee Brave. Braves didn't come to Atlanta, I think, till '66 or something like that.
I don't know,
But
but
think about this: Hank Aaron was a one home run away from breaking breaking
Brankin.
yeah, Brankin.
Yeah.
Breaking Babe Ruth's record,
I used to
right?
go Brankin.
And he had no endorsements. Not one.
We always
The man
shitting
who's about to break at that time the most important sporting milestone in history. He was about to break, and he had 0 milestones.
Yeah,
I mean, zero.
That's how they do us.
They wasn't
endorsements.
about to give him that. They hated that he was hitting all them.
It
damn
wasn't.
home runs.
Yeah, it wasn't until what's his name?
Because we some talented.
You saw that
ass
documentary?
individuals.
Was it like Black Godfather or something like that on Netflix? Oh boy, what's his name again?
Say it again,
Nina.
Black what?
Oh,
You said
I
Black
forgot
Godfather?
his name,
Yeah.
but he was.
He's in
involved
everything. It's hard to
with
explain
every
what he
fucking
is,
thing.
right?
Yes.
He was the one that came down and got Hank
Yeah,
hooked up with
yeah.
Coca-Cola, and from that point forward, Hank broke the record, and then got all them car dealerships. He got all them car dealerships, including that BMW. He also had a string of Church's Chickens, selling to very different demographics there.
But
Just saying.
what do we
Shout
not
out to
bring up,
Hank,
though? What do we not
shrewd
bring?
businessman.
What do we not bring?